Hi, welcome back to Mom and Four Boys, and tonight I am making some fall off the bone ribs, but I'm going to make a keto version of these. I'm going to make a keto barbecue sauce, and one rack of these I'm going to season with my Memphis rub and some Carolina rub, and the other one I'm just going to salt and pepper, and that's the one I'm going to put the keto barbecue sauce on, and one I'm going to put regular barbecue sauce on. So never mess with pork or any other meat without having your rubber gloves on. I just don't like to touch it. Won't hurt you, but I just don't like to touch it. So, having said that, first thing I'm going to do is take the membrane off of the ribs. You don't want the membrane on there when you're cooking it. Some come without the membrane, but most come with it. So I always just take a knife and I start picking at the small end of the ribs, the smallest end, whichever side is the smallest, and you'll get this little membrane started. Easiest way to get a hold of it and hang on to it is to grab it with a paper towel so you can get a little grip on it. You're just going to want to pull that membrane off. Keep your paper towel wrapped on it so you have your grip. Go back and forth. I know I've showed you this before in different recipes, but it doesn't hurt to see it again. Some of you might not have seen any of my rib recipes. So this is going to be simple. These are going to go in the oven pretty quick. It's not going to take me long to get these ready at all. So I'm going to cook these at 275. These two racks I'm going to cook them for 3 hours at 275. Have them ready whenever everybody gets ready to eat. So, okay, here comes the last of the membrane on that one. Start this end on this one here. That's the end I got started. And here it comes. And if it starts to go off the rack on you there, like tearing a piece of sticker or something like that, just stop. Go back, peel up what was wrong, just like a piece of tape. Where it came loose at and started to tear off, just go back and fix that area. You can continue peeling. You just kind of have to stay on top of it as you go and look at it as it's coming off to see if it's tearing. You want as much off of there as possible. So there we have it. Okay, there's that. This little bit here, I'm gonna trim this off. Trim up the little bit that's on here. Trim off any little excess. Any little excess on this end here. Just trim it right off. It doesn't hurt to trim a little bit off. Plus these small pieces here, the small little tiny sections that might be left over, there's a little small bone fragment right there. So from where they sawed the ribs or cut the butcher cut it apart. So these are ready to season. Clean up my workstation here a little bit as I go. I like to clean as I go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take these gloves off here. One of them off anyway. I think I'll season this bottom rack here with the rub. So this is the Carolina Private Selection rub from Kroger. I get it all over that real good, and I'm gonna make sure I do the edges. With the edges coated too. The other one is the Memphis rub I'm going to use. Same brand, Memphis rub. Okay. Once you're ready to go with ribs, it only takes a minute or two to get them ready. Like a couple more minutes than two, but it takes a few minutes to get them ready to go in the oven. Okay. Turn this over now. Season this side. These are also, I've got these at room temperature now. I like to get my meat out of the refrigerator an hour or so before I'm going to prepare it so that it has time to get to room temperature. So when I'm cooking it, I know that it's cooking from room temperature and I don't have to try to heat it up from a really cold temperature. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to just season this other rack with salt and pepper, and and I'm going to get my salt and pepper and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So I've got this rack here seasoned up. I got some new gloves on. I'm going to season this one with just this Celtic sea salt that we use and fresh ground black pepper. I'm going to put quite a bit of seasoning on here to really bring the flavor out. We love this salt. You know, there's so many different types of salt you can buy, and you know, from powdered to granulated to all the different types of sea salt. We have some pink sea salt that we really like, and let's do this here. Fresh ground pepper. And we'll have these in the oven probably in about 10 minutes. These will be ready to go in the oven. Okay, I'm just going to pat this in with my left hand so that my right hand stays clean to get this salt out with here. It's kind of a method of doing that so you don't wind up touching the any of your containers with gross stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to salt this side here nice and liberally. Not too terribly much, but just enough. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take this glove, my left glove off so I can hold this with clean hands. Nothing worse than going to a restaurant and you're like, honey, can you hand me the salt and pepper? And you know, they hand you the salt and pepper and there's sauce on the salt, sauce on the pepper container, or the ketchup bottle where other people have been eating their food. They just grab that with unclean hands, and they put it back, and nobody really knows to wipe that container off with, or clean it with something clean, antibacterial or anything. And I think that really bothers me to think about that. All right, so now I'm going to pat this in. Okay, these are seasoned and ready to go. Our oven is preheated. I'm going to get my my aluminum foil out, clean my workstation up, and I'll show you how I wrap them. We'll get them in the oven. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I've got my workstation cleaned up. I've got my aluminum foil out, my heavy-duty aluminum foil. I've got my salt and pepper rack of ribs laying bone side up. That's the way you want to cook it. As I've said before, you want the bones up so that the meat stays in the juice, and also so that the bones, they're kind of sharp on the end so they don't tear your foil. If you wrap them, turn them over, and they tear your foil, all your juices leak out into your pan. You've got a devil of a mess, and you don't want that. Bones up, wrap them bones up, cook them bones up. Okay, so we're going to take and fold this over. We're going to make, just like we're making a foil dinner, let's put this together. Give it a couple folds. Roll it down. Like that. Fold your ends over on the ends, roll them up. Don't want to roll it too tight because you don't want to tear your foil. So you have one. That one's ready. Put this on my baking sheet here. Again, you always just want to be careful so you don't tear your foil. How nice that looks now. Bones up. Remember, it's like you're making a foil dinner. Don't want to tear your foil. Going up. And keep that heat, all that juice in there. We're going to lift this gently so we don't tear anything. We're going to put this on our pan and get it in the oven, 275 for 3 hours for 2 racks. We'll be back. Hi, welcome back. I'm getting ready to make the keto barbecue sauce that I told you about at the beginning of the video. So we're going to start by mixing a half a cup of tomato paste in here. We're going to put it in a pan here because we're going to heat this up. So I've got a half a cup of tomato paste. It's not too hard to get out of there. All right, take that, get that off. All right, there's that. We're going to put in a half cup of, I'm using this Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar. Put a half a cup of that in there. We're going to put a half a cup of this sweetener in. It's N-erythritol, but it's like monk fruit sweetener. I'm going to put a half a cup of that in. And I'm going to take that, we're going to put that over a heat and warm it up, and we'll be right back. All right, I've got my tomato paste, my vinegar, and my sweetener in here. I added about a tablespoon of butter, real butter. And now I'm going to add what this is going to be this is a half teaspoon of smoked paprika, a half teaspoon of onion powder, half teaspoon of garlic powder, an eighth of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and about a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to add those in there. Add all that in. I'm going to add, let me see here, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire sauce, as people say it. All right. I'm going to stir that all together. And that's really all the ingredients. Now what we're going to do is, as this thickens up and cooks together, if we need to wind up adding water to this to thin it out, we will. But right now we're going to take this over to the stove, and we're going to get it on a medium heat, back on a medium heat. We're going to cook it all down and cook it together, and I'll show it to you once it cooks down. We'll be back. Hi, welcome back. And here's our keto barbecue sauce. I tasted it. It tastes fantastic. I can't wait to have it on my ribs. All right, welcome back. I've got the ribs out of the oven. It's been 3 hours, and I just grabbed this one bone and pulled it right out of the ribs. So they're done. They look perfect. They're very juicy. So we're going to get some out and plate it up and give this keto ribs and keto barbecue sauce a taste test. We'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back. All right, our keto barbecue sauce is here. We've got our salt and pepper ribs, and we're just going to dig right in and give it a try, okay? The ribs just come straight out of the meat. The barbecue sauce is quite good. I'm just eating these with my fingers because they're ribs, you know?
And you eat ribs with your hands.
Right. Oh, wow, that tastes really good. That is really very good. It's not too tangy, it's not too spicy. The ribs are very warm. They just melt in your mouth. This is fantastic. And healthy.
Very healthy.
So I didn't think that a keto barbecue sauce would be so good, but it is. It's very good.
Probably a lot of calcium in them too.
Well, I'll tell you, look at this, how it just comes right apart. Wow, that's amazing. The bones come right out. Look at that, that's just beautiful. I'm gonna have to get a little more sauce for that piece of meat there. Look at that. Absolutely. Make this for your family. If you're into the keto recipes, this is just absolutely out of the ballpark. Fantastic. I'm gonna have one more bite. Very good. Look at that. This meat is just lovely. And the sauce is wonderful. full of flavor. So please, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends about us. Why don't you tell your friends about this keto barbecue sauce and this keto rib recipe. This is going to be a big hit in our house. So like, share, and subscribe. Until the next time we see each other, make some keto ribs and some keto barbecue sauce like I did. It's just simple. Have a great rest of your night, and God bless.
Are you going to give me kisses? No? Are you going to give Mommy kisses? No kisses?
What? Could I have kisses, Isaac?
No.
No, why? Why can't I have kisses?